Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. Hope everyone is having a great week. I hope you are having a great weekend no matter where you are in the world. All right, so we're going to get straight to today's show. The title of the show is Scaffolders, and the topic is building support systems. Scaffolding, or the scaffolders, it is an architectural term and material used when building. It is the outer caging or platform needed as support for the builders. We've all seen it before, a house going up that maybe has a few stories. You'll see scaffolding, or a super tall building that ladders just won't work, and you'll see scaffolding going up. I think the most recent visual is the in France. I don't want to get this wrong. I'm trying to think of what it was. Was it Notre Dame? Anyway, it was famous church in France, and it caught fire. And of course, in order for them to do the repairs and things of that nature, it required scaffolding. So we know what that looks like. So and most of us are familiar with that term as it relates to building. And we often think of it as it is, for serving that one need. However, it holds a dual purpose when building careers or relationships. We never consider how scaffolding relates to that as well. And years ago, the ladies at my church started a Bible study group called the Spiritual Scaffolders. And it was designed to work as a support system for teaching and for the church body. And it also allowed the group to fellowship and become closer as a result. And I remember those times, those days, and they were so much fun. We were doing it in the right spirit, and but still, it offered us the opportunity to uplift God and to uplift each other, and to do it in sisterly love, and learn a few things along the way. And that was important. That is one of the main takeaways that I have when we had that group was we became stronger as individuals, as well as became stronger in our faith. And so that was something that we needed, that support system, to know that we could rely on each other in whatever way and whatever need was needed. So I'm very thankful for that group, and to this day still thankful for that group. And not only that, it created a solid foundation for each member of the group and the church family as a whole. And much like that group, we need reliable spiritual support systems. Having said this, make sure those within your close circle are trustworthy. Now, I shouldn't need to say that, but not everyone has your best interest at heart. So beware of wolves dressed as sheep. We've all been fall victim to people like that we let into our inner circle, who we thought were for us, but in actuality were against us. But sadly, we didn't figure that out until they had already infiltrated our sanctum. But as a reminder, just be cautious, because again, everybody is not there to lift you up in any way, but to tear you down in every way. So anyway, moving away from that negativity, because I don't like things that, fall under that heading as being negative, because one of the things I try to do on this show is to promote positivity. So we're going to look for positive things today. All right. So those who support you will always have your best interests at heart. True supporters know what role they play in your life, and whatever and when and what's needed from them. You don't, if someone is there for you in any capacity, in any good capacity, they know what you need, because that means that they've watched, they've learned, they've listened, to you. So they know without you having to tell them, okay, you do this, you do that, whatever. They know exactly what to do, in just about every situation. And that's a good thing, because you want people who actually know you. They know you as a person, they know you as an individual. And not to the point to where they can read your thoughts, but someone who has your back, totally has your back, without you ever having to question that. And maybe you've had a bad day or a bad week, and still amid those trials, they always know what level of support is needed. So I can't tell you how vitally important that is, to have strong people in your corner, to have those strong people in your network, because you will need them. No man is an island. Everybody needs somebody at some point in time in their life. And so, once you build that strong foundation of trustworthy people, then there you go. You can't go wrong with that. And that's what everybody needs. They need that support system, that scaffolding, caged around them, to help them, to lift them up, to support them, and to keep them, to help them from falling. Sometimes, we get the big head, and we need someone who can lovingly, bring us back down to size, and do it in a loving way, not being mean about it, but just being honest and upfront. And, we need more people in our lives like that just won't continue to blow up our heads because they feel as though in some way, it's going to give them an advantage, or in some way, just let them get deeper and deeper into your circle, or whatever the case is, without actually being honest and truthful to you. You need that also. You need people who are going to be honest with you, who's going to tell you the truth when you need to hear it, to pull you aside and say, hey, you messing up. You need to stop what you're doing and get back on track, or if you're being a butthead, they lovingly put you back in place and say, okay, that you're wrong for that. So, you need to apologize and move on, because that's just not how you're supposed to be. That's not right. Those are the type of people you need in your circle too. People that will call you out on your crap and let you know when you're messing up, when you need to, straighten up and fly right. That's what my mother used to say. You need to straighten up and fly right. And she meant it too. And so, and I mean it too, because she was coming from a good place. And I understand that. Sometimes just hearing those words were better than actually, getting a spanking, because my mother believed in discipline, and most of the time it was verbal discipline and not always physical discipline, but discipline just the same. So, as adults, we still require discipline. We require self-discipline, and then we require people around us that will discipline us in love. It's called character building, and you want to make sure that you have those people who are building up your character in the best way possible, and not just so it's an advantage for them. Okay. And family is supposed to be our greatest ally, which offers physical and practical assistance when needed. But even they fall short at times, and we require more from outside sources. So, that just, it goes even more to say that if you're bringing in people outside of your inner sanctum, then you need to make sure that those people are trustworthy, that they have standards, that they are loyal. You don't have to worry about them backbiting or trying to tear you down, secretly, or privately or openly, whatever way. You just want to make sure that those people are on your side, that you know you can depend on them, that scaffolding that they're providing is not faulty, it's not rusted in critical areas where, once you're relying on it, it's going to fail. Okay? All right, so and that's when the scaffolding we depend on becomes increasingly essential. Like the GPS device when traveling outside of known locations. You've been in your car and you didn't know exactly where you were going, but you were relying on your GPS system to get you there, the safest and fastest way. But, if for some reason that system fails, then there you are in the middle of nowhere with no idea of where to go and how to get there. So that's why you need that support system, those scaffolders that will support you no matter what, that will direct you in the right direction and won't give up on you midway through. Okay? And not all support systems pertains to loyalty, but in other ways like resources and also information, emotional and physiological. Nor does all support require physical action, but just having a good listener sometimes is all you need. Sometimes all we need is someone just to listen to us, to let us bend their ear, just to clear our minds, clear our hearts. Just someone who would just sit there. We don't need them to comment. We just need them to listen. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not telling you so you'll agree with me. I'm telling you because, I need to get this off my chest, and I need someone who's going to remain objective and listen to what I have to say, without interrupting me, that will wait until I finish saying what I need to say, and then in the end, give their prognosis of what I should do or what I didn't do. So, we need people like that in our corner. We need people like that in our lives. Just a good listener, someone that we can just talk to, and sometimes that's all that's required. You don't necessarily need anyone to fall into action, but just to sit there and listen to what you have to say, as you unload or unpack, as they say. You just need someone who can do that and be objective about doing that, and not just listening just to be listening because, that was a good story. No, not like that. But someone who will listen and because, they have your best interest at heart and they want to help you. And the best way you can do that sometimes is listening to what they're saying or to what someone is saying, because that is so critical. All right. And when you have the best support system, you'll notice how it builds self-esteem and confidence. All right, folks, that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to let you go. But before I let you do that, I'm going to make sure I give you these URLs. Of course, the first one is to Spreaker, and that is at https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian Moore. Vivian E. Moore. Sorry, I said that super fast. So let me slow down so you can understand what I'm saying. All right. And also, you can follow me across all social media, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right. And also, you can check out my website. That is at authorvivianemore.com or authorehshepherd.com. Either way, it'll still take you to the website. And to my blog, which is updated on a weekly basis, and that is at https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. You can also listen to the live show on Spreaker. You can also listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, SoundCloud, GyroSaven, iTunes, Audible.com, Verbal, Luminary, and also Amazon Music. Okay, so those are all the places to keep in touch. And tomorrow is Worship Day. I hope you're excited about it. Next Sunday is Resurrection Sunday, so we need to get excited about that. But anyway, this Friday is Good Friday, and so we want to keep that in mind. Whether you celebrate Resurrection Day or not, Tomorrow is still worship day. Every day is worship day, but you should be excited about it, because I'm excited about it. Not because I'm excited about it, but because you should be excited about it. Did you get that? All right. So anyway, when you are preparing tomorrow for worship day, make sure that you are bringing others in, or taking them along with you if you are going out to the church services, or if you're still staying home and listening to them, over the streaming devices or whatever, or the telephone. Just make sure that you invite others so they can listen as well. Your neighbors, your family, your friends, and children especially, because they need to hear the word too. And also, I always say this, you guys, I always say this, tell those that's closest to you how you feel about them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say it. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you, and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.